and it's still reminiscent of a snowy day, but there's wrestling to talk about. So let us begin episode number 2. This is Respect the Craft, the Indy Perspective, and we're talking Pro Wrestling Magic's People Mover. So let us begin. Here we go. What's up, everyone? This is Raymond Sanchez, and I am representing the Respect the Craft podcast. And this, as I mentioned, is the Indy Perspective. On the Indy Perspective, I will be discussing upcoming independent wrestling events as we respect the craft of indie wrestling, as it is currently what is blooming in professional wrestling. So, for today, we will be talking about this Saturday. It is going to be in RidgeField Park, New Jersey, 106 Bergen Avenue at the Knights of Columbus, a famous venue known in the tri-state area to hold some great events, especially this homegrown promotion in Pro Wrestling Magic. Today we are talking about their event, People Mover. It is a great card that I see right here. A lot more to come as well, but we're going to talk about what is currently announced and just get into what I think might be happening Saturday. What I think about the matches already announced, and again, the future going forward. So let us begin here with a matchup that has a lot of emotion riding behind it. And it's something that, for those especially very close to Pro Wrestling Magic, understand the importance of a matchup like this. So let us go into the Chad Adams Memorial Rumble. It is going to feature 20 competitors going at it, and the winner receiving a Pro Wrestling Magic Heavyweight Championship matchup in the future. Let us talk about currently who's already been announced here, because the field is already looking stacked. So we have Shotgun Steve Off. We have Alex Ryman, El Oso Blanco Lou Bruno. We have Prolific's Tyree Taylor. We have the veteran himself, Azriel, the good guy. We have Steve Pena, Trey Felipe, and looking to destroy all, none other than Vargas. So, right there alone, that is stacked, ladies and gentlemen. That is a stacked Rumble. But guess what? That is not even half the field right there. That is not even half the field. And you know, as of this recording, this is all that's been announced for the Rumble. However, before we get to Saturday, you know they're going to announce some more great competitors. I can only imagine former Pro Wrestling Magic champion Smiley might get involved in this matchup, as well as Elijah Eden possibly, as he's been running around with the psycho superhero himself. Or possibly, who knows, maybe he can go for the trifecta of having the keys to the kingdom, being still one of the best record holders in Pro Wrestling Magic, and possibly win himself another championship match, Darius Carter. Who knows? But again, and also the surprises are endless. Again, you never know who's going to walk through that kingdom. You've seen the likes of Dan Mauve, the Pro Wrestling Savior, JT Dunn, Ace Romero, Buddy Matthews. The list goes on and on and on. So you never know who might show up in that Rumble. And as well, it is a 20-person Rumble. So who knows? You might see a returning Pro Wrestling Magic Women's Champion in there. Could you possibly see the likes of Katrid? Could you see the likes of, who knows, maybe even Jordan Grace? Who knows what can happen in a Rumble like that? I'm looking forward to it. And early on, my biggest thing going into this Rumble is, what is going to happen when the former American Murder Society teammates finally square off in that ring, if they're able to get their hands on each other? Because again, when you're in a Rumble like this, it's hard to finally get that one person you're looking for, because you have to worry about not only not getting eliminated, but also trying to eliminate every other competitor. So there's 19 others when you're in that matchup that you have to worry about. But we'll wait and see what Saturday brings for those 20 competitors in that match. If I'm going to give a little bit of a prediction here, I'm going to go with that also Cubano himself, Lou Bruno. Just because, again, who's going to try to be able to topple a 7 feet tall giant, a monster, if you will? Former Pro Wrestling Magic heavyweight champion, former Pro Wrestling Magic Dark Arts champion. I think that man is coming in, that monster, I should say, is coming in to win some gold again. And what way to do it than win a Rumble of such importance? Again, rest in peace to Chad Adams, a big part of the history of pro wrestling magic. But speaking about history, it's time to talk about a matchup that will be a first time ever, as it will be Dante Leone taking on Fight or Flight himself, Gabriel Sky. Two young guns in the business. Gabriel Sky, I know very well, a man I've gotten even the chance to train with. Two men that are taking over in the independents right now. Very both young in their career still, but in that time, they've made an impact like none other. They're legitimately people movers, ladies and gentlemen, with what they've done, showing off their high flying ability, showing off their agility, their just everything that personifies just something that you do not want to blink. And this matchup is definitely one of those that if you blink, you're going to miss something. Trust me when I say that, because these two are going to go crazy on Saturday night. I can already see it coming. I don't even know how even more to explain this matchup, because this is something that you're going to see. My craziest thing to say is, can the Knights of Columbus hold these two? Because I'm already thinking about that, where the entranceway is. They have the elevated stage area. Someone's jumping off that. So again, will the building be able to hold these two? I don't know. But again, it's surprising to me. This is the first time ever this is happening. Kudos to Pro Wrestling Magic for putting this matchup together. This alone is worth the price of admission, ladies and gentlemen, which if you want to get your tickets now, you can do so at prowrestlingmagic.ticketleap.com. Get your tickets. It is currently with a special of $10 off your pre-ordered ticket for general admission and front row. Ticket prices are starting at $30 and $20 as well, with that discount. So that would be your price. Definitely check it out. And again, this matchup alone should be the reason you want to check out Pro Wrestling Magic this Saturday night. But next up, we are going to talk about the Dark Arts Championship, as the current reigning and defending two-time Pro Wrestling Magic Dark Arts champion, the God of Drivers himself, Everett Cross, defends against the unpredictable Jay George. And again, with the Dark Arts Championship being on the line, those rules are going to be insane. The Dark Arts Championship allows those Dark Arts rules to be in effect, with Everett Cross back at the reign here. He's brought back the original Dark Arts Championship as well. And he is not looking to lose that championship anytime soon. I can't wait to see what's going to happen when you also add in the unpredictable Jay George. Jay George has been trying to win that Pro Wrestling Magic Heavyweight Championship. He's hungry for gold. And going into this matchup Saturday, I can imagine he wants to kick off the new year with gold around his waist in the kingdom. But like I said, Everett Cross, no slouch, a God of drivers for a reason. We're going to see pile drivers, possibly Omega drivers, the Canadian Destroyer, whatever way he can do to manipulate and try to break Jay George's neck on Saturday is going to be insane. This matchup, again, for the Dark Arts Championship, a championship held by many of your favorites in that Pro Wrestling Magic locker room. I can't wait to see what these two will do to each other. Or the real question is, what won't they do in order to walk out champion this Saturday night? Like I said, this is going to be in 106 Bergen Avenue, Ridgefield Park, New Jersey, at the Knights of Columbus. Definitely don't miss out, because this is going to have a lot. But we are not even close to being done, ladies and gentlemen, as we're going to talk about a matchup that I have my eyes on, because this is insane, as you have the American Wolf himself, Davey Richards, making his Pro Wrestling Magic debut against none other than the kid, Vinnie Pacifico. Don't count Vinnie out, but when he's facing someone like Davey Richards, it's hard not to believe that this is going to be an uphill battle for Vinnie Pacifico. Like, again, I know Vinnie Pacifico, another one that I've been lucky to grow up in the independent circuit with. But when you're taking on a veteran like Davey Richards, I'm hoping Vinnie Pacifico is at his top tier this Saturday night. I hope he's studying those tapes, watching that Ring of Honor old school style of Davey Richards, watching his Impact Wrestling matches, watching anything he can get his eyes on to study the American Wolf. And the thing is, at this veteran status, Davey Richards is still pulling out new tricks and new holds and new... He even said the other day, he posted about his... he was in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and ended up messing up his toe. But he still wrestled a match that same night that he posted about it. So to think a man like that, he's on pain. You know he's feeling pain. And is still hitting those tremendous kicks, locking in those precise holds. If I'm Vinnie Pacifico, I have to find what is going to save me from getting locked in one of those. Am I going to be able to strike for strike with a man like Davey Richards? What is he going to have to do to put away the American Wolf this Saturday? A former Ring of Honor champion, a former Impact champion, Vinnie Pacifico. Again, don't count Vinnie out though. Vinnie has faced some of the best out there, has gotten opportunities around the world. Again, a tri-state athlete that has been on a tear. So I can't wait to see what Vinnie Pacifico does this Saturday with Davey Richards. This to me is one of the matches that I am definitely looking forward to. Since I heard the announcement, I was like, okay, this is captivating my eye. This is the definition of a people mover right here. So now, from that matchup, we're going into another unpredictable contest here because we still don't know. Till this recording, we don't know where this matchup is going, but we still have time. Like I said, you're going to want to stay tuned. You're going to want to follow Pro Wrestling Magic. Give me 1 sec. On their social media, guys. You're going to want to go to Twitter at Wrestling Magic. Want to go to Facebook, Pro Wrestling Magic, and on Instagram at Pro Wrestling Magic. And you're going to want to find out when they announce. If they choose to announce beforehand. Maybe they'll keep it a surprise even for Mike Donovan himself. Because yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about that junior heavyweight championship on the line this Saturday night, as the Brooklyn Outlaw Donovan will be defending his junior heavyweight championship against, who knows? Again, so many have stepped forward in that Pro Wrestling Magic locker room. We've seen Sais Al-Sabad, a former champion, take on Mike Donovan. He was not able to do so. Vinnie Pacifico as well was not able to get that victory over Mike Donovan. Who will be able to stop the Brooklyn Outlaw himself? We'll have to wait and see. But when that championship is on the line, again, that brings out something else in any competitor, including the champion Donovan himself. So what will happen this Saturday night? Who will be the one to step up? Or who, the thing is as well, with this, is it going to solely be a competitor in that matchup? Could possibly Donovan say, hey, instead of the first time ever, let's make that a three-way right there? Will Donovan be that, again, when you're champion, you want to have that pristine. You want to say, you know what, I'll take on all comers. And Donovan is from Brooklyn. He is not he's not scared of anybody. You could see it. He's hanging with guys like Steve Pena, with Trey Philippe, with Azriel. They are not a group that's not willing to fight. They're willing to take what is theirs. So we have to wait and see for this Saturday night. But again, the championship gold is insane. So from one championship match, we go to another, as it will be for the Pro Wrestling Magic Championship It will be Erica Lee defending against Billy Dixon. Now, I should just be talking about that. But once again, we have to bring up a man I brought up earlier when it came to the Chad Adams Rumble. We have to talk about Darius Carter, current reigning and defending Catalyst heavyweight champion, Warriors of Wrestling heavyweight champion, and Bree Combination Wrestling heavyweight champion. You know Darius Carter is wrestling's richest prize for a reason. He is the all-father for a reason. He loves to hold gold. He is a prize fighter, ladies and gentlemen, and I can only imagine holding that keys to the kingdom. He is not going to want to hold it for long. He's going to want to trade that in for not just his first, second, or third, but fourth championship to be held currently in this reign. So if I'm Erica Lee, if I'm Billy Dixon, I'm looking over my shoulder because just like that, it can be all over to the All-Father. But again, it might not happen on Saturday. Darius might be looking at this as let them take the night. Maybe he'll take a night off. Again, Darius Carter, this weekend alone, had not one, not two, but three matches. And from what I've seen, especially what I got to see in person, Darius Carter put on a technical masterclass. So, what will he do this Saturday? Maybe Darius Carter will just sit down in that front row and just watch. But again, a man that looks to change professional wrestling. He is on a crusade for that change. I don't think Darius is walking out of the Knights of Columbus this Saturday without some more gold around his waist. Or maybe around another shoulder, because he already has 2 championships here, 1 around here. So maybe another one. They're gonna have to do something for Darius because he's on a little bit of an expedition of gold, if you will. But again, if not, Erica Lee and Billy Dixon, I'm looking forward to this. Erica Lee has been on a... It's unfortunately with the situation we're in, it's been a little bit of a difficult reign. She's proven to be a great champion, but unfortunately due to cancellations and moving around because of the pandemic, hopefully this Saturday... Finally, we see another championship matchup defense here. And Billy Dixon, a great competitor. Can't wait to see what these two are going to do on Saturday. And like I said, both are great competitors. But I would still have my eyes in the back of my head because one Yakuza kick and it might be over. Or one foreclosure. You never know what Darius is going to do. But like I said, guys, to make sure you stay up to date with everything happening this weekend because there's still so much to go. There's more announcements for that Chad Adams Rumble. There's going to be the announcement of who will be facing Mike Donovan. And as of this recording, there might be more matches announced. You never know. This is the first event for the year for Pro Wrestling Magic. So again, follow them on Twitter at Wrestling Magic, on Facebook, Pro Wrestling Magic, on Instagram, Pro Wrestling Magic, all spelled like that. Again, guys, this has been Respect the Craft, the Indy Perspective, episode number 2. You can see that right there. We were talking about People Mover. I am Raymond Sanchez. If you want to follow me, you can do so. Everything is going to be Raymond Sanchez as well. Don't forget to be wise, be genuine, be real, be better people. And as always, respect the craft. This week coming, we are not only going to have this episode, of the Indy Perspective, we'll be having another one, episode 3 of the Indy Perspective, as we'll be talking Game Changer Wrestling. I can't wait to talk about that Hammerstein event because that is a stellar card up to, it's crazy. We'll also be having not 1 but 2 episodes of the Respect the Craft podcast, as I'll be sitting down with 2 amazing guests. I am not going to announce them yet because I'm trying to make sure I have the dates settled before we post anything, but I can tell you the Hammerstein episode will be coming out very, very soon as well. So please don't forget to follow us here on YouTube, Twitch. Again, hit up my social medias. Everything's going to be in the link down below. Go to Pro Wrestling Magic. Support your independent wrestling events, guys. This is what the Indy Perspective is to give you guys a little bit of a heads up of what's going on, especially for promotions that I enjoy and that I support, because a lot of the times they feature good friends of mine as well. That is the biggest thing, is helping those that we enjoy and helping those that we care about. So again, go to Pro Wrestling Magic. .ticketleap.com. Once again, that building is going to be at the Knights of Columbus, 106 Bergen Avenue, RidgeField Park, New Jersey. So, till then, guys, also hit up the replays. Sorry. Hit up the replays from last week as we talked to Ron Starr, Future Legend, and so much more. So there you go, guys. And I'll see you on the next one. This has been Raymond Sanchez. Respect the craft. Peace.